my God, we are not. This is gonna suck.
So, Luke, tell me about your weekend first before we get ahead. Get started.
No.
Okay,
I will
Ruben,
not.
your weekend?
No.
Keelan, how was your weekend? Yeah, it was right.
Let's do it.
All right, let's
No,
go.
no.
Oh.
We're leaving that in.
Oh yeah.
You talking to yourself is this. Welcome
No.
to the...
No.
Oh, fuck.
All right, go.
Welcome to the podcast. We are back, and boy, oh boy,
Oh, wow.
this was not what we had planned. I'm joined by... So Lewis is away. I'm
Yes.
joined by Keelan and
Hello.
Ruben. Now,
Good to be
Keelan's
here.
front and center in Lewis's chair.
Yeah.
And Lewis literally started last week's episode by saying, I'm pretty sure the direct quote was, ha ha ha, there's no way you'll ever be a guest.
You know, especially if it was like, hey, Keelan's the guest host today. Who would
Oh,
listen to that?
Well, no, that would never happen.
Yeah, well,
obviously, we would never do that. Well, what do we want to lose all of our Patreon supporters and just completely tank the show?
How the tables turned in 1 week.
Yeah.
This is what
Wow.
happens. Oh my God, someone's calling me. Ugh. Fuck him. So I'm cold, man. No, isn't it crazy though what a world pandemic does?
Yeah.
And I think it's very funny that it takes a worldwide health crisis for Keelan to get front and center on this show.
But here I am.
So Lewis is violently ill.
Mm.
Hasn't got out of bed for 48 hours. And so he was pretty keen to come and do the show. And I said, Lewis, it's quite irresponsible. We have 2 employees, which I'm joined by today. And by the way,
Thank you.
this is Ruben. Ruben's newer
Yes.
on the show than Keelan. Doesn't have a segment about gorging his face yet.
Oh, you should have made a segment for today.
Well, too late.
Ruben's
We've started.
Ruben. And you just...
We were trying to come up with rhymes
You
for
just
That's
rhymes
motorboat
with Ruben.
titties on
Last week, he and I were brainstorming, and I said Ruben's poobins, and we just go through his week of his poos.
You know what? That's as good as your segment. That's like quite literally the direct equivalent
Yeah.
as to what you're bringing to the show.
But my segment won fan favorite segment of the year.
Yes, because our fans have a low standards because they listen to this. That's the thing. I can't even work out if people are going to hate this or enjoy it more.
People are gonna
Big-
love it.
Yeah,
Now-
I think people are getting sick of you guys Luke and Lewis not being together because it's been a while now.
Oh, yeah. This is not planned at all. So we were supposed to have, as Lewis said last week, 4 emergency episodes locked and loaded. And we kind of joke about the emergency episode thing going like, oh, it's an
What could
emergency.
possibly happen?
Usually like one of us just can't make it in or has a gig
Yeah.
or something. It's the first actual emergency where Lewis may have coronavirus. We don't know. And therefore we don't have any episodes. And now we're just... And look, don't want to be rude. Thank you guys for being here. But what you're watching and listening to is a last resort.
Yeah.
This wasn't anyone's first preference, was
Can I
it?
describe the conversation that was had before the last emergency episode was put out?
Mm.
We were in the van and we had enough time to film one.
Mm.
And Lewis goes, man, I'm so tired. Let's just put an episode out. And you went, yeah, let's just do that. And I turned around because I was in the front seat and I said, let's save emergency episodes for emergencies. You can't just do it because you don't
Yeah.
want to.
But we...
And then
yeah.
we put it out. And now where are we?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's a fucking disaster. I'm joined by you two. Now, look.
Yes.
This is... And you may agree. I think you will.
Mm.
This is the B team, isn't it? This is like the reserves, you know?
Sure.
No.
Like, I'm a bit sore.
Okay.
Right, from carrying the team already.
Oh.
I'm feeling a little bit. My shoulders, my
okay.
legs, a lot of heavy lifting will be done after this episode, and that's fine. And and look, I was going to call Radio Mike, but I thought he's already filled in for me last episode, and I had some gripes with some stuff he said, which I'll bring up soon.
Mhm.
And I thought you know what I thought? I don't want to be joined by a coward. Because he said a lot of stuff about me when I wasn't here,
Behind your back.
behind my
Yeah.
back. And the reason why I didn't invite him in today is because I wanted to also be a coward and throw some digs at Mike.
That's good. Well, I'm happy to support that. Can I also point out we're all doing the same thing with our legs?
I'm trying to promote our Luke and Lewis socks.
Okay.
I've got my my new shoes resting on my new shitty socks on my knee because, firstly, got new shoes.
Wow.
I've my shoes
How
are
how
newer than
how
yours.
long can you say that for?
How long's a piece of
When
new
do they
shoes?
do they
You know.
when do they stop becoming new? Do you have to get just another new pair of shoes and
So a
then they're
few
old?
people have been asking me this, saying like,
Mm.
"Mate, I don't think they're new anymore,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "I don't."
They don't
think
they don't look new anymore.
No, but it's an attitude
Mm.
thing. It's like if you believe they're new,
Yeah.
then it's like a thing when you see a 60-year-old guy who gets out and swims at 6 a.m. every morning.
Did you say a 6-year-old guy?
Yeah. So is he old?
6-year-old?
60-year-old.
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 Okay,
All right,
sure,
we already
sure.
know I can't fucking speak. All right, let's not rub it in.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you see a 60-year-old guy out there with a zest for life, is he old? No, because his attitude's young.
sure, I see what you're
and-
saying.
He's physically he's old,
Move it more closer
and
to
then
face.
maybe technically he's old, but I would say, geez, that's a young guy
Yeah.
getting stuff done. These are new shoes. They might look like a 60-year-old man or something like a 60-year-old man would wear if he's having a fucking crisis. Because if I saw a 60-year-old man wearing old school Vans, I'd be like, dude,
Yeah.
you need to buy some,
It's not
brown
good.
shoes.
Things have not
Right.
turned out well.
What's
How are we
happening,
doing with the
Keelan?
levels there?
Levels are a bit funny.
Bit funny?
We did a sound check.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think
now,
I think it's all good now.
do we want to go around the circle and maybe debate whose fault that is?
Okay, can we just do a quick sound test on air? Sound
Test,
test A.
D's test.
Yep.
D's.
D's. All right,
D's.
all right, here we go.
Jeez, this is. I apologize for all the
Hey.
loyal listeners who tune into this show twice a
Cool.
week, and they have to put up with
Guys,
not
and we're
only
good.
half the people not, Lewis not being here.
I have a thought.
Yeah.
Maybe we could cover up Lewis's name because it's Luke and Keelan and Ruben. So maybe we should just cover up his name.
If you want to get a piece of paper, I'm.
No,
happy
I'm just
to-
thinking in the edit, just add like a little
Oh,
blur.
okay.
a little blur. Okay.
Yeah, we could blow this.
I'm happy to do that.
Cool.
And
Um,
again, I'm sure one of you two will fuck that up. So if you're watching, don't expect that to actually be blurred right now because
That'll be Keelan's job. We'll throw to Keelan on that one. You know what I want to do? I think we should just throw things to Keelan and be like, put this in Keelan just to sort of
Hang
test him
on.
out.
I usually
this
do a
is
good
what
job.
I
at
wanted
that.
to discuss today.
Yeah.
I think you're in no place to be saying that because I think we could all agree you are the shit kicker, the new shit kicker on the show.
Excuse. I don't think that's fair. You give me a chance, is
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
you
saying.
haven't been here for as long. And then, by the
Sure.
way, Ruben, you know very well. The last thing I want to do is back Keelan up. Honestly.
Oh, come on.
But I do have to be fair in that he's done,
Yeah.
as he pointed out last week, he's been working at a camping table now for over a year and a half under terrible conditions with hardstyle banging through the walls.
This is true.
And I think
Yes.
he's well and truly earned his stripes and absolutely doesn't deserve to be sitting here in Lewis's chair.
Mm.
But this, again, we're in a national or
If I don't
world
deserve
crisis.
it, why does he get to sit here as well?
Oh, because
I'm in the
I was
guest chair.
honestly didn't think you'd bring enough to the show.
I have plenty to bring. You know
Okay.
how you say you're a bit sore from carrying the show?
Yeah.
Take a rest.
Okay, will do.
and then proceeds to not say
And then
anything.
literally backs it up with actually no
Okay,
words.
all right. No, I'll take over for a bit then.
All right.
Today is episode 69,
It is.
and so 69, LOL.
Yep.
Let's talk about sex.
Oh, well, that's for later on the episode.
Well, I'm taking over, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, we're gonna
So-
do
6.9 minutes worth of sex chat.
now. By the way, this is unplanned sex chat
We have-
because if you plan sex chat with 3 dudes, you shouldn't.
Well, you shouldn't do sex chat with 3 dudes either, but it's a special occasion.
Now,
Should you ever have sex with
let's
3
set
dudes?
some ground. Is it gay?
No,
No.
judgments.
No, let's set some ground rules before we
Okay.
start. So we are doing 6.9 minutes of sex chat to celebrate episode 69. It's a momentous occasion. We've been building to it for 68 episodes now, and it all comes down to this. And I
Yes.
feel really sorry that Lewis couldn't be here.
Yeah,
To this, I'm
devastated.
sure he'd want to be here. So I'm
He-
happy to discuss Lewis's sex
This
life as well.
He was very excited a few weeks ago for this.
He was. He actually, he doesn't even know what's going on. That he thought it was episode 69 a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, we're nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So 6.9 minutes
Which
of
is-
sex chat.
6 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah.
I've got
Easy.
a timer ready.
Before we start, a few ground rules,
Sure.
boys. If you get an erection during it, tuck it up inconspicuously. Like do it subtly.
So yeah, okay.
All right. So I don't want to see it.
So,
No, that's I noticed that. That's not subtle.
Okay.
Okay, so and another thing,
Mm-hmm.
can we have 2 passes each
Yes.
Yep.
during the sex chat?
Easy.
Okay.
And
Are
we should all.
2 passes or 2 vetoes? Are they going to be questions?
I don't know. I don't know what's about to happen. This is unplanned sex chat. All I've written on the whiteboard here is let's talk about sex exclusively for 6.9 minutes to celebrate the occasion. Now, is this good content? Who gives a fuck at this point?
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I was going. This is the bottom of the barrel of lineups, so we might as well do the bottom of the barrel of content.
Oh, yeah.
Keelan,
I mean, I got a couple good stories.
Keelan
No
nodded
more-
going, this is the bottom of the barrel.
No more ground rules. Let's hit that timer. Let's do it right now.
Start. So, boys.
Boys, let's start it here. Have you ever 69'd?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
All right. That's 3 guys who
Okay.
have sniffed a butt.
We're
What
10
do you reckon
seconds
about
in, guys.
69?
Honestly, and I should veto this.
Yeah.
Quite enjoy it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think guys are into it more than girls. And you know what? I've never talked to girls about this.
Definitely
Maybe
a lot
I'm
more
wrong.
work for them.
Yeah. For
Mm,
sure.
For the more work. Oh, yeah.
For the girl.
Well, it would depend on the position as well. But yeah, generally.
Now-
for sure.
Boys, ever done role play?
yeah.
Again, 2 vetoes.
So-
Fine.
This is hang on, no, this is less of a sex chat, just more of an inquisition about our sex lives. now, isn't it?
Okay, well, we can chat.
So how good's role
what's
play?
your favorite type of role play?
No, I've never done role play.
Never done role play. You?
No.
Okay.
Nothing that... What would
I
you consider
feel-
role play?
Like playing
Characters? No. Like, I'm never like, oh, I'm Trevor Marmalade. I'm an inspector. You know,
Sure.
I'm a detective. And she's like,
Oh.
oh, well, here, I've got some clues.
I won't go into detail, but
Whatever.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
going with this. This is good. Tell us more about Trevor Marmalade. Give us some backstory.
That's like the least sexy character. I'm Trevor Marmalade.
You couldn't really think of 2 less sexy names.
Yeah,
Actually, now that I think
Trevor-
about it.
Dude, there's probably a guy named Trevor Marmalade who's listening to this going like, fuck, I will never get laid.
Okay, so what's your favorite position?
I don't know what it's called. And this is weird, isn't it? 3 dudes just in a
Mhm.
warehouse with a bunch of Russians probably listening
And this
in.
is going out to almost 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Hey guys.
Um,
I feel like
single.
it's worse
Hit me
for
up.
Luke because everyone knows your girlfriend.
Yes. Worse for her.
Yeah.
No,
sure.
but she doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, well, that's great then.
She'd be, if honestly, I mean, we could call her.
No. No, this
I
is
think she's at
3
work.
dudes.
I
3
think that's
dudes
a bit
talking about this
inappropriate.
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
If she gets a call at work and I'm just like, hey, what's your favorite position? Her boss is like, can your boyfriend not interrupt the work
Yeah.
with these questions?
Yeah. So
she's like-
favorite position is sorry.
Uh,
Go.
Again, look, yeah, it is a bit weird because everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But girl laying down, me on top.
Okay. All right.
Sure. So missionary.
But no, like her on her front.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
okay,
get what you
I
mean.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotcha. Really,
You
that's your
got what I meant?
favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's good.
Okay.
It's asserting dominance a little bit.
I mean, it depends how you do it. I'm not like punching her in the back of the head.
Oh, you don't do that. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm the weird one.
Do you punch? I'm assuming that's what you yell.
Mm,
By the way, if you do want to hear a sex story from Keelan or an insight into some of Keelan's sex life, before the episode started, we had Ruben and Keelan started their own Patreon
Oh,
podcast,
yeah.
and we got a little insight into
Pilot
the
episode.
cockblocking Keelan one night accidentally.
yes. And we
Yeah.
also talked about my first compliment I've ever received from a woman.
Yes, so go check that out.
good
But
stuff.
boys, back on topic.
3.5 minutes left.
I like the position where I'm laying down and then she's on top, and then
I think it's called cowgirl.
No,
or
but-
then reverse cowgirl.
but
is
I'm
when they
like
spin.
I'm the one thrusting
They
rather than
spin
her
during
riding.
the act.
Oh, so like she's sitting there taking it, and you're doing the hard work.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, right. Now that's asserting dominance from the least dominant way.
But it's kind
I missed it.
Alright.
What was the position?
of so you're laying down and you're thrusting up when she's riding on you.
That
Because he
seems
used to practice
difficult.
on dolls, so
Yeah.
he's used to having to do all the work.
Right. Okay.
It's like it's like cowgirl, but the cow is gone crazy.
You're a rowdy bull.
Okay. All right. Enough of
Just
that.
imagine like some shitty Wednesday night at some dog shit like bar, and they're like, "All right, we've got a mechanical bull," and you're just there like naked, like, "Anyone want to come on board?"
Oh, actually, I found out that our walls at my house aren't soundproof, and I don't care about my family hearing. Well, because
You should.
I live with my mum, so it doesn't matter. But
I would say have more respect for your mum.
well, she encourages it.
Encourages it.
Yeah.
She
Not
doesn't
to
wanna hear it.
not to listen, but she's like, be rowdy, be loud. I don't care.
What?
What?
That's weird.
My mum's cool.
No,
That's not
but
cool.
like, no mum would surely want to hear. Like,
No,
fair
no,
enough
she
if
doesn't-
she's okay with it. That's
she doesn't
great.
want to hear it. She's just like, don't worry.
I don't know.
But also, like,
I'm making it sound weirder than it actually
Yeah, I
is.
don't,
yeah.
It's not
I
weird.
don't like mums chiming in about sex.
Mm.
Anyway.
You know what I
so-
mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't talk to me about that.
Are your parents open about sex in the house?
Absolutely not. They're very.
Yeah, we don't. Or I don't live with them anymore. But it wasn't a thing that was discussed. Obviously, they knew it was happening.
Mm.
Like, Meg used to stay over, 4 nights a week. Like,
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah.
Imagine if they thought that, like, we were just waiting till marriage. Like, they were just like, man, these good... No, but that's the thing I've talked about on stage before. They come
Yeah.
to my shows. They're not stupid. It's just never discussed.
And I think that's the way it should be.
Well, anyway.
1 minute left. Who's this
speaking of-
call? You have to keep it.
Meg, welcome to the show.
Can I ask a question to Meg?
I thought I might be on the show.
Yeah, you've just called during... It's episode 69, so we're doing 6.9 minutes of sex chat, and we're just discussing our favourite positions. And then you just called. So if
you got
wanna
50
chime
seconds.
in on the discussion, feel free.
Oh, 100%. Luke, what's your favourite position?
No, I've already answered that.
Well, Keelan, what's your favourite position?
No, we're up to you. We're
Yeah.
asking you. We've already answered ours.
But I don't know what yours are.
Oh, you don't want to say anything fucking weird? Mine was like you down on your front and then me on top. I don't want to repeat this.
Oh, yeah. I like it when you chain me to the roof. And, like,
Yeah, when I
do that
suspend you from your elbows.
I fucking love that one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, great.
Probably
That is a good
my
one.
favourite.
Yeah. Now, you know what Meg's done here is?
Yeah.
10 seconds and we have to
We've
stop
all
this.
taken... No, she's done the right thing and she's made this funny, and we've all just weirdly talked about our sex lives for 6.9 minutes.
No, that's pretty accurate. Like,
All right, thanks for joining us, Meg.
Oh.
no worries. I'll talk to you later.
See ya. Bye. Get the chains ready.
Yeah, I will.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right.
It was
Okay, moving
easily the
on.
most uncomfortable 6 minutes of my life.
Wow.
Oh, that was all right. Just a couple chat with the boys about our sex
Yeah.
lives. I don't have sex anymore.
You
'cause
know
I'm
what,
single.
boys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Hit me up, guys. Or girls. Oh, no. I did that in your video as
You
well.
fucked that up again.
Hit me up, girls. Not
It's
guys.
cool, man. It's 2020. Anyone hit him up. Even animals. Oh, no. You know what? That wouldn't...
That's
Do
unacceptable.
you reckon there will ever be a society that's so progressive in which bestiality is considered? No.
I reckon.
We're heading there.
I reckon. The thing about, I mean, if we're
You're
gonna
allowed
go
to
there,
like, it's not... Remember, like, 200 years ago, it was a proper sin to fuck someone of the same gender.
yeah.
Right? So, fast forward another 500 years, everyone's got a kink. Do you think... Only one I can't see becoming cool is pedophilia. Because I would say that's more of an illness.
Well, pedophilia has a direct harm though that you can track, whereas like something like bestiality, in theory, if we really want to go
But
there,
you can't get an animal to consent.
no, but I think that's true. You
Maybe a
can't.
chimp.
Maybe
Chimps,
a chimp.
Chimps can do thumbs up, can't they?
Dolphins are super horny.
Yeah, but don't they, like, rape each other?
They rape, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, guys, we probably should have
Let's-
called it at
Let's
6
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
Let's
54
move on from
seconds.
this one.
Can I have some... can I bring up some gripes
Yes.
about last week's
Yeah,
show?
please.
Now, I listened, not to all of it, just to the first bit. Not because I was getting bored. I just had to get out of the car and I didn't go back to listening. Now, Radio Mike joined Lewis. You guys were here for that.
Mhm.
A lot of things were discussed behind my back.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, even more off air.
Oh, that's good to know. And I wrote down some notes while listening. The first one, Lewis's Chino comment, I thought was quite unfair. He
Refresh me.
said that he was talking about what Mike was wearing and then said, "Oh, Luke's more likely to wear a brown like canvas colored chino.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I thought that was very unfair because you think you can back me up. I never wear them
No.
at all, and I think that's more your
I think
vibe.
we wear this every episode.
Pretty much. I used to have grey jeans, but then they split in the middle, and I need to buy
Yeah.
new jeans. So I have a couple of pair of these ones, and they're like black chino
Yep.
material. And you wear the brown ones,
I've worn sort of mustard chinos before.
and those red ones as well.
Yep, yeah. I get around a good chino.
Yeah.
Or shorts. 'cause I got
Yeah,
good
so I just
legs.
thought that was unfair. That was my first
I
gripe,
agree.
and I wasn't there to defend myself. Also, Lewis thought it was weird that you only sometimes gift wrap your poos.
Yes.
I also only sometimes do it. So obviously we're talking
Yeah.
about layering the toilet paper, pooing in it. Oh,
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
little
yeah.
package for you.
I'm 100%er.
100%.
For sure.
I just sometimes don't think about it. And right at home, I have a lot more relaxed policy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah,
Moving on.
I just thought Keelan was unfairly
Sure,
gone
yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
yeah. That's nice. That's nice of you.
One thing I quite enjoyed about the episode, Lewis asked Keelan something about poos, and then Keelan accidentally responded with and said, "Oh, I do." And I don't think that was given enough credit because you said "I do" while talking about poo. That was good.
That's a good one.
And my final, I have two more. Obviously, there was the big one about the he's debate, which we'll get to. But my last little note was Mike said on the podcast that he wasn't dating at the moment.
Mm.
And
I have
and-
something to say about this as well, but you go on first.
Well, I think literally a day before they recorded that episode, and I'm not lying here, Mike sent me a text. So he said he wasn't dating, he's working on himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One day before recording that episode, he told me that he matched my cousin on Hinge, or it's one of them, one of the dating apps.
Yeah, probably Hinge. She doesn't use Tinder.
Yeah, and I don't see her a lot anymore. I haven't seen her in about 8 to 10 years, I reckon.
What?
And-
You haven't seen your cousin in 8 to 10 years?
No, we just like these. We see some of my cousins, just haven't seen this side of the family.
How old is she?
2 years older than me, I believe.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, that's just an interesting thing.
Oh, good luck to him.
So, Mike, you're lying. If you're not dating, stop matching my cousin. And I'm not even being protective.
Matching is not dating, though.
True.
Anyway, but so he called me the other night. Called me after the episode came out on Tuesday, and he goes, "Oh, you can use this content. I don't care. But you know how I said I wasn't dating? I actually have. I am
Oh,
seeing a
no
girl."
one believed it.
Yeah, and he just wanted to. Make
He
it
also
clear
told
on the
me that, but
podcast.
I was going to not say that.
So should I not have said that?
Maybe.
But he said I could use it for content,
Oh, well, that's fine.
and this
yeah,
is
yeah.
content.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
alright.
absolutely dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think he's ever stopped.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's ever...
He's always dating.
Maybe he should work on himself a little more. Maybe that's one thing he should work on about himself. You
Mm.
know? He would have loved that sex chat.
Let's
Mike
not talk
would be
about Mike
fucking
anymore.
hating this so much right now. Just throwing him under the bus. But,
You know, the first time I ever came to the radio station, but before, like, I was just working with Lewis. I didn't really know any of you guys. During one of the breaks, I'm just there for whatever reason, and Mike comes up to me and he goes, "Man, you know what? Last night, this is the first time I've ever met Mike." He goes, "Last night I had sex with someone I really liked, and it was just really nice and it was emotional and intimate." And I was just like, "Is he fucking with me?" I couldn't tell. And I was like,
that's the most Mike shit
I was like,
ever.
"Oh, good for you, bro. That's
The
great."
first impression of him
Yes.
was him
Can
just
I-
talking about fucking.
Yes.
Can I tell you my
He's
first...
going to hate this so much.
I met Mike last week. My first impression of him was he came over. He was like really nice.
He tried to fuck you.
He gave me a handshake and he just made the most piercing eye contact. Eye contact? Eye
Yes.
contact. Like it was frightening.
Right.
Is
and,
that-
and that was your first impression.
That was-
At least
yeah.
that he didn't tell you about a past route.
No, yeah, but I could see that that's what he was sort of transmitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was conveying that through his eyes. He
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, fuck you too."
How are
Anyway.
your shoulders feeling right now?
You guys have really picked it up.
Okay.
I feel.
I'm gonna take another rest.
Thank you.
Well, actually, you're
Oh,
gonna.
actually,
Oh no, you go. You go. That's
well,
fine.
do we want to open up? Can we talk? I was gonna wait till Lewis is back to talk about this. Talk about the he's debate. Now,
Ah.
if you didn't hear Mike's episode, which you probably didn't, I would have given that a miss as well. But Lewis,
If they didn't hear that, I think they'd be giving this one a miss too.
yeah, true. This is yeah. If you thought that lineup sucked, woohoo! Episode 69. Yeah. So Lewis agreed, and fair enough. I agreed as well. So Mike came to the show, a cowardly act. Let's might add, a bitch move. I wasn't here to defend myself.
Yeah.
Said, and he was speaking on behalf of a lot of people, I think, when he said, it really bothers me when Luke says he's and his incorrectly and often interchanges them, is what he said. Lewis agreed. And now this has been a thing that's happened for about 4 years. I would say not news on the show, quite regularly commented. And Lewis was correct in saying, I've brought this up with Luke, and he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Now here I am to defend myself, and I'm not gonna. I have no defense. I
How about an
used them
apology?
incorrectly. No, here's the thing, and I will also not apologize.
All right.
I do, and I will, and I cannot be more serious here. And I'm not trying to do this to be stubborn. I could literally not give less of a fuck, and here's why: because I'm very ignorant, and it does not affect me
But surely,
literally at all.
No, it doesn't.
So it just bothers other people. I don't even notice when I do it. That's how blissfully unaware I live my life.
what about Keelan saying that he almost tuned out of your podcast?
But he still
Yes.
came to my show every year when he was a fan.
But surely,
So
that-
it's like I didn't lose money. I
There'd
don't
be-
monetarily lose from this situation.
That's
I
true.
lose nothing other than I just make people slightly angry. But then my charisma and my comedic value that I bring to the show clearly outweighs it, which is why Mike goes, man, I hate it, but I still listen to you guys.
Well, I think sometimes, what if people are too distracted by your incorrect grammar to sort of like? I think it could be bad for you on a humor level because people are too distracted.
Now
by
here's the thing with you guys were saying I interchange it. Now few people actually have worked out what I do, and no
Yeah.
one here in the room seemed to bring it up. What some people have realized, and what I do think I do, is I don't interchange he's or his. And by the way, I do understand the difference. His is like so it's like his is like his house.
Ownership.
Yeah,
His
so-
house.
His
But
house.
here's
You
the thing.
you stopped
I know,
right there,
I know,
right
I fucked
there.
it, but no, I'm about to say why. So it's his house, right?
Yes,
But then it's
correct.
also like he's an idiot. He is an idiot. I understand the difference. I went to school, but what I do is,
Well, very good. Did you really go to school?
Yeah.
That was a Lewis joke. Sorry. I'm
yeah,
just
that
filling
was-
into him.
thank you. And you're also sitting like him as well. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know how not to. I'm in the chair.
I don't say them. I say them both wrong, but I don't interchange them. I just say a combination of the two every time for both. And a few people have realized
Right,
it. People
right.
are going, "Oh, I thought it was unfair that they were saying you didn't understand it." People
yeah.
are going, "I know you understand it, but you're so fucking annoying that you just don't even change it."
So you're saying sort of halfway between the two.
I just go, he's, his.
He's-
I don't even say the two words. I go like, "Oh, he's an idiot," and that's why it
Yeah,
sounds like
it's
I'm
hard
saying
to
he's
tell.
an idiot.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I mean he is.
Yeah.
But I just go, he's an idiot. Oh,
So it's less of a
His
grammar
hou-
problem.
his
It's
house.
it's an enunciation problem.
yeah, absolutely.
Ah.
And I say a lot of words in a very lazy Australian way.
Feels like if you have a
Sometimes I don't even
podcast,
finish my sentences.
I'd
Maybe
agree
you
with
should-
Ruben here.
maybe you should step up your game if audio is the medium you've chosen.
Now that is a good point. and that's the one thing is like, I really should fix this about
Yeah.
myself. I don't know if I care yet.
The thing I was going to bring up, and this isn't so much about how you pronounce words, but just your lack of knowledge on certain topics. One of the first episodes I ever listened to, you were talking about an email you got from this girl called Alaska, and you clarified not like the country, the name.
Alaska's a place in Canada, isn't it?
No,
America?
No, it's
Yes, in
America.
Canada.
It's no.
America.
Or is it North America?
America?
It is.
It's
You
a-
guys, none of
so
you.
No, it's a
close to
state in America,
It's
but you
so
called it a
close to the border, isn't
So
it?
it is a state in America,
Ah.
but it's not
connected.
where it's not connected to the rest. It's actually right next to Canada.
That's
yeah,
why I
so it's
thought it was in
connected to
Canada.
Canada.
But
I've seen it on a map before.
the thing you said was you said her name,
Not a great excuse, is it?
and you clarified not like the country, it's the name.
Yeah, right.
And then I sent you a Snapchat message first time I've interacted with you and quoted that and said, "Ha ha ha, you're an idiot," or something to that
Yeah.
effect. And you said, "What? I'm right."
Yeah.
And then I went, "You're an idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So
And
Keelan,
No,
is
I was
me being
thinking-
blindly wrong a change, and me being stubborn
That
about
was
these things
one
any
of the
different?
one of the first things that ever made me go, "Should I keep listening to this guy?"
what I really
Probably
like
not.
here is
Yeah.
that Luke, you got challenged on something, and you didn't even bother to fact check
No,
it.
no,
You
no.
were just like, "No, you're wrong." Like you didn't even check to make sure.
Yeah, no. That's and again, and I'll say this again, and this is the problem, and the problem is the way I talk. I get that's an issue, but the real issue here is that I'm so ignorant, and I literally am making and have never made any effort to change this about
Yeah.
myself. And I think this is the issue that we need to
It's not
boil
good.
down. So let's
I've got the
change
exact
my
message.
attitude. Oh, you have it?
I said,
How do you still have this up?
I guess you you saved it in our chat. Anyway, it says 9th of May 2017. Her name is Alaska. She's not from the country Alaska. And I just said, you kill me, laughing emojis. I don't have your response, but that's what you said.
Yeah.
I didn't really need to bring that up. Sorry.
Anyway. What an end. So
Well,
here,
so that was killing if you're listening.
I actually could bring something up here real quick. I have a friend, and I think he might challenge you as one of the most uninformed people.
Yeah.
I have a little anecdote.
Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm so uninformed is because I've realized, and I'm actually trying to change this about myself, is I've realized as soon as I finished school, I stopped learning.
Mm.
And I stopped trying to learn.
Mm.
So I realized I didn't read anymore. I read articles and stuff, but that's only
Yeah.
gonna get you so far. I stopped reading books. I stopped learning how to learn, which is one of the most important things in life. Because I was like, I've finished school now, and I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I had no reason to keep studying or forced learning. So I think I forgot how to learn, which actually has slowed me down as a human, which is fucking wild to think about.
Yeah.
I have like the mental capacity of like a year 9. I reckon, like a 15-year-old.
So you've regressed.
I think I have the life smarts of some of my age. I'm quite intelligent in
Yeah.
other areas, but I
Yeah.
think like clearly to do with speaking and also knowing general knowledge.
Mm.
I have like the brain of like a 15-year-old.
Yeah. Do you-
It's just fucked up,
do you-
isn't it?
where do you get your news from?
Like, honestly, I found out that Richard Wilkins... So I go to my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, Richard Wilkins has coronavirus. And now apparently this was in the news yesterday.
Sure.
I found out on Instagram,
Yeah.
which is fucked up.
So you don't read the news at all?
Yeah, Meg goes, yeah, I know that. I was like, oh, has that been a thing? She's like, yeah, it was in the news today. And I was like, oh, all right. So
Yeah.
I might have to set up alerts on my phone or something.
Yeah,
I
so
think
set
I
up-
do
set
need
up
to go
the-
out of my way
the
to
news
learn
app
no more
alerts.
shit.
But because you know a fair bit about like pop culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, that's one thing
Because that's the
I'm interested
domain
in.
you're in. Yeah. Well, my friend.
Yeah.
He's sort of. He knows nothing about pop culture as well. I would say. You guys have seen The Sixth Sense.
No.
Okay, but you know about it. Don't
Yeah,
say anything. 'cause
I
you-
know the twists.
Yeah. So my friend, he was like, "I'm gonna watch The Sixth Sense," and I was like,
No,
"Oh,
I probably
cool.
can't even say that. We'll
Yeah.
give it a go. Sixth Sense.
Sixth. It's a
I
tough
think
one,
I
isn't it?
fucked up. Sense.
Sixth Sense.
Mm.
Anyway, he was like, "I'm gonna watch this film," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "But don't spoil it for me." I was like, "How is it possible that you've lived 22 years and you haven't found out the spoiler for The Sixth Sense?" I haven't even seen the
You
movie.
know what? When
Yeah.
I watched Fight Club for the first time, that blew my fucking mind. No one had ever told me the twist at
Yeah.
the end of Fight Club.
Don't tell me, I don't know that one.
Oh, it's
Really?
really. I was shocked no one had ever
Well,
told me. I got to the
obviously
end and I was
I
like,
don't
how did I not know that this was about to happen?
Obviously, I don't
Yeah.
know because they don't talk about Fight Club.
I think that's probably lower level
Yeah.
one. I think probably the two biggest twists would be like Darth Vader
Yep.
and The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, like. Anyway,
And
that
there was
just my
also
little
a
thing.
twist at the end of this Liam's Hemsworth movie with Miley Cyrus, where Robin Schabotsky, I don't know what her, Kobe Smulders' character. That's it.
Sure, of course.
Her character is a ghost at the end.
I watched a movie called The Invisible Man the other day with a bit of a twist.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was the twist that you shouldn't have watched it?
Well, yeah, but also it ended up being the brother the whole time. So, sorry, spoiler alert.
All right.
Well, we've really fucked up.
why did you say that? I think
right.
we should mute that. That's a new film.
No.
People are going to be angry about that.
Fuck you.
You're editing this episode, so that blame's going to go to you.
See, I think we can conclude is I acknowledge you all. I know it's a problem. However, the real problem is I cannot see myself being willing to change it. And that's a personal issue.
Yeah, that's
It's supposed to
That's
be
it's a
fucking
flaw.
frustrating. It is an
It's
immense flaw in my character.
that
It
you
is,
don't
isn't
want to. You don't want to improve yourself.
I think that's it, isn't it? It's almost depressing when you put it like that. I have no interest of being better.
No interest of being
like,
better.
You know why? It's
You
like,
fucked that one up too.
fuck you. I pay you both. Fuck off. All right? But also, thanks guys for being here. This would be really sad.
If we just walked
If
out
it
of
would
here
just-
right now,
It would just be me pronouncing shit incorrectly.
You're insulting 100% of the workforce right now.
Yes. You know, I used to say the word, I still don't know if I say it correctly, Is it pronunciation or pronunciation?
Pronunciation, I would say, is the Australian.
Great. Well, I say pronunciation.
Yeah, that's. I feel
Is
like
that
that's
American?
wrong. Does that sound
I don't
wrong to
know.
you? That sounds wrong to me.
That's the thing. I don't even know how to say the word that describes the word of what I'm fucking up.
Pronunciation.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, it's
Oh.
pronunciate.
Pronunciation.
Pronounce.
It's spelt
Pro-
Get
pronunciation.
it up. Google this.
I
for
often say things. You know, you don't know this one, but I think Keelan would.
Me.
It's been talked about a bit on the radio show, and I think the podcast as well. You know the car brand Peugeot.
Yes.
Apparently, it's actually called Peugeot, which people have been corrected us.
Really?
The European term, apparently.
But
I called it.
yeah.
So this is a real thing that happened in my life, and it shows that once again I'm not willing to change things about myself. I was 17, school bus on an excursion around all my mates, and so confidently yelled so everyone could hear it. Ha ha! Look at this dickhead in the pew got.
That's not even the phonetic spelling of it, though. Like if you were trying to pronounce
Pew-
it.
Giot would be the
Yeah.
I got
That thing, I was like, oh, it's definitely a silent E. I'm not an idiot. How? But
Pronunciation.
yeah, it's
Pronunciation.
pronunciation.
Pronounce. Is it
Pronounce.
pronounce? What do you mean?
Not pronounce. That said pronounce.
Say it again. Do it again.
It said noun. The word noun is in there.
Pronunciation.
Oh, I can't
Pronounce.
pronounce.
Yeah. You can't even hear things correctly. Oh my god.
Fuck, I'm so stupid.
Can't
I reckon I'm
believe
one
it.
of the dumbest people. It must be so frustrating to listen to.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking care. At all. Dude, imagine, yeah, you're right, my solo podcast must be a nightmare to listen to, because there's no one, like, pulling me up on it, and it's me just being arrogant for, like, an hour, and then I'm crushing it, I hit, like, sound effects, it's like, you know, fucking, I literally have a sound effect on my personal podcast
Yeah.
of a swish noise, because I'm always getting buckets, and yet I'm just, like, constantly doing everything wrong. How good. Should we give Lewis a call?
Yeah,
Check
How
up on
long
him?
are we going for?
begun for 37 minutes.
Now, do
Alright,
we
let's do it.
have,
Good
do
call.
we, like, you know, is he definitely got coronavirus?
Well, he sent a photo to us in the group chat of him at his house this morning, but I also saw in his story that he was at a doctor's office.
Well, he reckons he can't get tested because they're only testing people who have been overseas.
That's not
Recently.
true.
Because they've run
anymore.
out of testing kits.
Yeah, because they're real low. Because they're getting them from Italy, which is fucked. Because they're
Is
the
that
most,
really getting them from Italy?
That's what I heard.
I wouldn't trust
Once
that
again,
source of
it's so hard
information.
to be informed with all this new
Yeah.
shit because new things keep coming out every day.
I think that might be wrong because my sister, I've said this to everyone like 100 times, but she's working at the coronavirus clinic in Casey, and they're only testing people who are obviously sick like he is,
Right.
or people who have travelled
I
overseas.
know a friend who got tested, but he recently came back from Bali.
Yeah,
sick.
but
they
people
tested
from
him.
Bali have been
And he went
infected.
to a GP. They had a couple of kits there, and they took him out to his. So like they were stay in the car.
Yeah, right.
Someone wore a hazmat suit. They came out to the car, got him out the car, did the test, and told him to get back in his car.
Jeez.
Then so it didn't affect the GP because that's what happened. A family went in on the Gold Coast, and then they went in with coronavirus to a GP instead of going to the hospital, and then everyone else had to be quarantined.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
All right, we calling him?
Yeah, let's give him a buzz.
Oh man, I got something in my eye. That's annoying.
I got to be honest with you guys. When you said that Lewis was, are we doing it?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I just interrupted your
That's
thought,
fine,
but you
that's
just
fine.
said for me to
I
call.
didn't think it was short enough to do while the dial was happening.
I mean, I told him we were calling. He's probably dead. Highly likely that.
We called
Geez,
him
I
about,
feel so bad.
we called
now
him about
if he's
40 minutes
actually
ago.
deceased.
This will what a moment for the podcast.
Oh my god, he's probably dead. God damn.
So what were you going to say?
I was going to say when Lewis messaged last night, or you messaged saying Lewis was sick, so he's not going to come in. And I was like, I'll be honest, I got the sniffles. You know, like I'm a little bit.
Oh, and you didn't say
I
anything.
didn't say anything.
Oh, now you're here.
Oh, now I'm here.
It's a great.
Yeah, I had a
it's
really
dead.
bad cough yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, should I come in?"
But
Fuck you guys.
But it was funny on Wednesday afternoon. I was in here with Lewis and Jazz, and we were talking about how sick Lewis was becoming,
Mm.
and we're making fun of him, saying he's probably got coronavirus.
Mm.
And then he took the next 2 days off work.
Well,
So
I was watching his podcast clip that he posted. He looks sick in that. Did you up the saturation in that clip?
I didn't. He edits the podcast.
Because he has red all on around his ears and his nose in that clip. He looked violently ill and
Yeah.
he sounded sick.
Yeah, he sounded sick, didn't
And I was just like, I can't believe that you're still persisting with this. Dude, how funny was it on the secret podcast? Oh, shut the fuck
Shut
up! I'm
up.
sorry who said that.
he?
But
Shh.
say if we were hypothetically to have recorded another podcast recently,
Sure.
Lewis and I were laughing at the fact that his girlfriend's grandma had stockpiled a bunch of shit. That's
Yeah.
how relaxed everyone was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were like,
yeah.
imagine the idea of stockpiling food. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We were like, nothing bad ever happens here. And now it's like, because it was just in China and maybe it just started in Italy
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time.
And then last night we
I think
went
it
out
re-
and stockpiled.
Yeah, I think it got real on Friday.
Lewis said to call back.
That was sort of the day, because that was the day the festival got cancelled and the government banned gatherings over 500 people.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
f-
by the way, we haven't said that. The comedy festival's cancelled, so Lewis and I's shows are not going ahead
Yeah.
at the comedy festival.
Just in case.
Full
you
refunds,
missed
by
that.
the way. It's everyone already got a ticket.
Yeah.
All right, Lewis said to call back, so he's come back to life.
Hello?
Hey, how you going, man?
Yeah, you know how it is.
We thought you were dead.
No, I'm just self-excluding. I'm totally fine.
No, we were literally just saying that you look so sick and sounded sick in your podcast clip that you uploaded yesterday.
Yeah.
You had a red nose. Did you up the saturation, or was that actually how nose?
I didn't edit it at all. I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine.
Yeah, but you're actually not. Like, Jazz
No,
messaged
I
me.
actually am sick. I'm self-excluding, which is a big hit for the show. You know, the show's been through a lot.
Well,
I had to cancel my shows due to coronavirus. Then Luke had to cancel his because of low ticket sales. It's all
Lewis, would you like me to tell everyone who is selling better?
No.
That's right. We don't have to say, but
Yeah.
but say if we were to tell everyone who was selling better,
Yeah.
and we were not going to lie, who would have been
Oh.
selling better?
Potentially Luke, but I didn't get my last ticket report this weekend.
Buy 80 tickets. That's all right, and that's a massive gap, but that's fine. And it's you know what, I feel bad for you because now you're sick and you weren't selling well, so that must be a fucking blow.
It's actually a relief for Lewis.
Yeah, I know. Like that's the thing. Like it was such a blow for me because I had to refund so many tickets. But Lewis was like, "Oh well," and he just personally called the 3 people who had got
Well,
tickets.
Hey, so you sold 83 seats, is that what you're saying?
Oh fuck no.
Well, look, as long as you have a big tour to look forward to, that's definitely going to go ahead, especially with Victoria announcing an emergency shutdown
Yeah,
and everything.
my Canberra show actually got cancelled this morning.
Yeah, it looks like everything's getting shut down.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Looks grim. So now Melbourne and Canberra's not going ahead for me. The rest are up in the air. But Lewis, I think you can agree. I was saying this at the start of the episode. You know how like last week Mike filled in? It was like you and Mike, and like that was like a okay substitute because Mike like understands content. Jeez. This is the fucking B lineup today, isn't it?
Hey,
This is the
don't-
B team.
Too many insults. We're gonna walk off this set if you don't.
Oh no, we are almost at the end. And what people have listened to up to this, I mean, if there's anyone listening, we did. So
I would
it's
just like to say that whatever has been said before this has not been run by me or approved, and I don't need to know anything that was talked about to say this, and that is Keelan. I'm very disappointed in what you brought to the show today.
and you know what? Thank you for that.
What?
And I think that's a good.
I brought
disclaimer.
great content today.
He's brought, I don't know. I assume I'm going to hear it on Tuesday. I've got no idea, but whatever you've done, Keelan, I would like you to apologise.
I'm not apologizing. I brought good content.
I think at one time you described you having sex as a cow.
That sounds pretty good.
That was actually not bad. So what we did was, it's episode 69, and we were so disappointed that you missed.
What?
Yeah.
That's 40 episodes?
I know. And so we did, to celebrate, we did 6.9 minutes of exclusive sex chat. And boy, it got horny. So I guess we'll break the rules a bit. We went around the circle. Lewis, what's your favourite sex position?
I don't know if it has a name. I like the legs up one.
So how funny is it that
It's missionary.
so all of us answered it 100% sincerely. Meg called me as we were doing it. We asked her, and she said something fucking stupid, which is what we should have done. But now we've all just outed ourselves. It's like a little bit perverted, which is such a well. What?
Would you like me to answer it not seriously?
No, that's fine. I don't want to know anymore. Lewis, are you going to die? So have you been checked?
No, I'm going to get tested tomorrow. I feel very good. I feel like I think that I have a normal cold, but I'm doing the right thing by society by self-excluding anyway, because I was out and I did perform, and I shook a million hands, and then 2 weeks after that I got sick. So, I don't know. I think I'm fine, but I don't really have many of the symptoms. I just have a cold, but that could just be because I'm a healthy young man, so it's probably not going to affect me as much. But
Keelan was getting so annoyed at you because you've been giving him a hard time about the fact that he gets sick all the time, which you do. But he was so annoyed. He's like, he thinks he's so healthy, but yet he's sick, was his argument.
It's the biggest outbreak of a fucking virus that's ever hit Australia.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to have a couple of days off so I don't kill you. Because let's be honest, if I get sick, that means you're going to die.
Yeah. But you've been sick just as much as I've been sick in the last 12 months.
You've been sick 4 times this year, man.
Yeah.
Your immune system
And he was sick 4 times in the last 12 months.
in 12
It's
months.
the same amount of time.
Yeah, but anyway, let's stop arguing. Lewis, did you have any final comments? Anything you want to bring to the show?
No, not really. I'm fine. If you're sick, self-exclude. Do the right thing.
Cool.
I'm gonna go out and cough on the elderly.
Great. That's the right thing. So do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. And cough on...
I'm totally fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Go out and...
Fine.
Cool. Go out and cough on an aged care worker, I think is the right thing to do.
I will do. You got to maximise that effect, you know.
Great. All right. Thanks very much for joining us, Lewis.
Also, I want to do a prediction. 2 weeks, we're all locked down.
Oh, I reckon... yeah. I was
Might be
going to say a
sooner
week.
than that.
They just declared a state of emergency in Victoria, so Daniel Andrews...
So I reckon a
it's
week.
going to get worse. Maybe a week.
So what happens with the show?
Virtual podcast.
How so?
Yeah, what happens with this podcast?
Well, I'm going to get tested, I think I can get tested. I haven't looked into it properly, but they changed the rules on who can get tested, because before it was just people who travel internationally, but I think I can get tested now. So I'm going to get tested, and then if I don't have it, I'll come in, or if I do have it...
But what about if
I'll
it's a
come in
lockdown, I'm
in a few
saying?
weeks, I suppose.
Lockdown means you can still go to
We
work.
could probably do the show
Yeah, right.
online.
Yeah, cool.
Over
Alright.
the internet, and we just record it on our terms and then upload it.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah, we're from
Alrighty.
Compton.
Well, that's good news. The world's ending, and that's fun. But the podcast is not, so that's great.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Guys, if you wanted to support us on Patreon,
Oh, yeah.
two of the boys lost about a third to 2/3 of their income for the year, so that would be nice.
It would be.
Tell Lewis we got a good Patreon ad coming up.
We have a good Patreon ad coming up, apparently. All right.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Not just that thing that you called me before.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm not, look, I don't know if it's going to be good. We have an ad coming up. If
All right.
that's what I think it is, I'd like another apology immediately afterwards.
All right. See you later, Lewis.
See you later.
Bye.
We're
Fuck. He's gonna make everyone in his personal life
Oh,
sick.
boy,
Dude, when
oh
he
boy.
gets sick, he gets aggressively sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
Like
does.
he's like like that. He was joking then, but
then
that
it
is
is
what
real.
he does when he's
Yeah.
sick.
So do you want to
Get
talk?
around this hand sanitizer real quick, boys.
Can I tell you something gross I did last night?
Yeah,
I went to the gym, which is normal, and then
that is fucking weird for you.
Usually there's like a big hand sanitizer thing where when you walk out, you just spray your hand, do it to your hands, whatever.
Yeah.
And then last night they'd run out, and I didn't even think about that until I got home, and I was like eating grapes with my hands, and it was dirty, and I didn't even think about how I hadn't washed my hands, and then I was really grossed out. That's my gross story.
Okay.
Now on the whiteboard it says Ruben's story.
I'm
Do you have a
sorry.
better one?
I brought it up already. It was the Sixth Sense thing.
Oh.
Sixth Sense. I made it even harder to say.
Jesus, fuck! I'm gonna need a massage after
Well,
this.
no, it's fine. We're almost at the end here.
Oh.
Oh my
we've done our
Take,
time.
take a rest. Me and Ruben are going to talk for a second.
I was never into powerlifting before this episode. was against the idea.
Hey, there was
I'm
a
quite
there was a
skinny.
stretch there
You
for a
can-
bit where it was all right.
Like an AFL player, take a lie down, get a massage on your legs. Me and Ruben are going to take
Alright.
over.
So we're doing the last thing, or we just
We're going to talk
Yes.
about the Patreon thing.
get around that Patreon, boys and girls.
Patreon.com/Luke and Lewis.
And why do you have to do it? Because before we recorded this, Keelan and I recorded a pilot episode of our show. It was called Keelan and Ruben.
Yep.
Pending name change, we might do Ruben and Keelan. Just
I think
depending
Keelan
on
and
how
Ruben
things-
sounds better.
We'll see.
First
we'll see.
dispute. This isn't gonna work.
We feed off drama in our podcast.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to hear that, I think it goes for like 16 minutes. It was supposed to go for 10,
Yeah.
and then we really stuffed it up.
We played a game called Who Tweeted It, Lewis or somebody else.
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
So if you want that kind of content, exclusive on Patreon.
Well, let's give them a tease. Let's give them a tease.
No, let's not.
Well, let's play a clip right here.
Day before Keelan's girlfriend broke up with him, surprise, surprise, he tweeted, "Is it okay to answer the phone during sex?" I think we've all found out the answer.
No.
No, and
Yeah.
is a dumpable offence.
Do you want the context behind it, Ruben?
Behind that tweet or behind?
Why I picked up the phone during sex? So, well, we were having sex, obviously, and
Sure.
my phone started ringing, and it was Luke Kidgel. And Luke never calls me.
Important call. It's an A-list celebrity.
Well,
Got to take that.
He never calls me unless it's something pretty important.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe the episode went up fucked. Maybe I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
Even still, is that worth stopping it for?
Well, what if?
You would have been like,
know-
if you would have texted me back like, "So I was doing roots," I would have been like, "Cool, just check it when you're done." And it would have been like 30 seconds time. You would have checked it.
Zing.
I have good stamina.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
It's like KFC.
I don't like being made fun of 'cause I don't know how to react. And then I went. She looked at the phone. I looked at the phone, and we looked at each other. And I went, "Sorry." And I picked it up and I said, "Hey, Luke, what's up?" And
I
then,
thought you were just halfway through a chicken or something.
and then you said whatever you had to say, and it wasn't important at all. And I went,
Yeah.
"Fuck." And then we
Yeah.
didn't end up having sex. And that was the last time I ever had sex.
So yes, there's a new Patreon-only podcast. So there's the Secret Podcast, but shut the fuck up. No one's supposed to know about that. And there's also now the Keelan and Ruben 10-minute podcast,
Weekly
which,
podcast.
by the way, is not. You watch fucking our Patreon drop, right? And I can't believe I've allowed this show. I think I allowed it because the idea of you two having a spin-off show
Yeah.
personally amused me.
Yeah.
But for business, not a great decision.
It's more They don't have to listen to it.
No, and I think you'll find that people will
Will
avoid
not.
it. Yeah,
I think you'll find a lot of people are going to join up so they can listen to us.
right.
If Patreon skyrockets, what are you going to do about that? I think
Maybe, and then if you stop making mistakes,
Sure.
maybe pay you properly.
pay me a little. Yeah.
Maybe we'll pay you like a
Minimum
normal,
wage would
a
be nice.
minimum wage. Yeah.
True.
Before we wrap up, we want to
Yeah.
do one more thing. We do need to say Patreon would be mad. As Lewis said, we did lose about I mean, Lewis maybe didn't. He probably lost about half of his yearly income. I lost about 2/3 if the tour gets cancelled as well. So yeah, that's such a fucking bummer. I'm gonna enjoy 2-minute noodles, but also, if you want to help, there's merch, and the main reason why I'm saying this is our plan was kind of to sell these shithouse socks we just got at the comedy festival. We still have 300 left. We've sold 200, which is a fucking miracle, and we still have 300 left, which means that if there was ever a time to go to lukeandlewis5.com/merch and cop a pair of the worst socks
Put
you've
that
ever
link
seen.
in.
Yeah,
Put
it's
that
up.
Put the
It's
link
already
in,
up.
boys.
It's up
All right?
again.
Good.
It's down. Now it's
Good.
up.
Now
it's
picture
down.
of
Now it's up.
You're ruining it.
Now it's slided in.
You created like an extra half an hour worth of work for yourself
Yeah.
just
Did
there.
you just see that? It's
Yup.
spun in.
Now there's a picture of Tom Hanks wearing the socks on his head. Oh no! Now they're infected
Oh.
socks. LukeandLewis5.com. Copy your socks. We still have
Yeah.
300 left, and honestly, now we're just stuck with 300 pairs of socks that we otherwise probably would have moved as a joke after the shows. But god damn, if there was ever a time to cop a sock, it's now. So Luke and Lewis 5,
I might buy a pair.
you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, support the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you do a lot of work for
Can
us.
I get a
but
discount?
also-
Staff discount?
We'll talk about it after the show. So before we end, one more segment. We wanted to do old listeners of the radio show will be very familiar with this segment. Sometimes on the show, we do a segment called Earn a Plug. Now it's where usually Lewis or I have something that they want that we want to plug on the show. Example, upcoming shows, comedy festivals, stuff like that. Since that's all being cancelled now and no one's coming to shit, the big thing now is everyone wants YouTube subscribers.
Yes.
Now we have
Oh,
two
baby.
boys here. Now people don't know this about Ruben. Ruben actually does stand-up comedy.
A little bit.
Yes,
I was actually going to open for you on a couple of those shows.
You were gonna
so,
open.
oh boy.
and some of them
That's a
have
big
already
blow
been.
to my career. to be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, it's a blow to your career. I would have also liked to do them as well. So,
But
yeah.
yeah. But you've still got. I was really like riding on that to
That was
boost
your
to-
big gig of the year,
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was
Yeah.
that was my in, and now I'm out. So
Yeah. So Ruben also has a YouTube channel that
just started that one up. Yeah.
does sketches,
Mm-hmm.
and Keelan has I would call it a spin-off YouTube channel,
Yeah.
starting to get a little bit of a name of its own.
Mm-hmm.
Until you start getting people that have no idea about this podcast watching your videos, then I'll stop calling it a spin-off channel.
Sometimes I think I have that because
Do you think you have random food
sometimes
fans?
I get like out of nowhere 50 subscribers in a day, which isn't very much for a
Maybe.
normal channel, but for
yeah.
a small channel like me,
You definitely got some off the How To Basic video. I'll give you that.
yeah, definitely.
So your channel is called Keelan's Mealins. Your channel is called Consider It Dumb.
Yes.
Which have you considered that
Yeah.
that is a dumb name?
I'm gonna change the name to Ruben Solo, which is an abbreviation of my name.
Your stage name.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
stage
kind of
name.
like you're like Seal. It's like how
Sure.
Seal's Pink's name isn't actually Pink.
I
It's
don't
Alicia.
spread the rumor that
Ooh.
this is a stage name because I don't want people to know that it's not my real name because it's not cool. I don't like the fact that I have a stage name.
I would say great stage name in a galaxy far, far away.
Sure, thanks.
Quite like a well-renowned surname in that galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in this one, yeah, you just named after a lemon soft drink.
Anyway,
not as cool. Keelan's like, fuck yeah, but everyone else is like, not that cool.
yeah. Oh, I can't plug that yet, can
You
I?
can't. I'll
Well,
mute,
hang on,
I'll
this
mute
is
that.
the whole thing.
That's
Hey.
muted. That's muted.
Yeah, mute that. All right,
Okay.
beep that. Okay, all right, put in that yeah thing. What it does. So this is on a plug. We've got two competing YouTube channels,
Yes.
but only one of you can say to subscribe and encourage people to follow
Yeah.
each one.
Mm.
So what I've devised here is a way to earn a plug, which is the Who is a Better YouTuber challenge or game, whatever you want to call it. So obviously you're both competing for subscribers, so you guys need to up your fucking YouTube game. And
Okay.
the world's online now. No one's going to leave the house for a few months, so
Mhm.
this is a crucial time to get up those subs.
Yes.
So there's 3 questions. It's going to be best out of 3. I'll be judging, all right? So the first one is,
Bring it on.
do your best vlog intro. You know how like YouTubers go like, hey guys, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, Vsauce has like Vsauce or whatever. What's your...
So
Best
it's
intro.
not like to our channels. It's like sort of
No,
a-
because obviously you do sketches
yeah.
and you do food reviews.
Mhm.
But obviously you need to be quite well versed in the world of YouTube to
Of course.
understand the
Yeah.
algorithm.
for sure.
So how would you, Ruben, you start? What would your vlog intro be?
Are we using what name can I use?
You can say whatever you want. Like, example is Logan Paul used to be like, "Hey, Logang, what's
don't-
poppin'?"
But don't
Right.
say don't say that one.
Don't say
'Cause
Logan.
I reckon that might be killing.
Don't say
You
that
just can do a direct Logan Paul parody.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily.
All right.
So you go first. Bless Ruben Solo's best vlog intro. Go.
Hey, Rube Crew. Thanks for checking me out. Please like and subscribe for more sick content. And welcome to the vlog. Today's going to be a sick one. We're throwing down some hot beats. We're doing music now, apparently.
Too long. You should have stopped at Rube Crew.
I thought we were... how long's the intro?
Like, just like your catchphrase. But now you've just, like,
All right.
are you a DJ channel? All right, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. I got the vibe of what I could expect.
Good.
Keelan, you go.
I'm nervous now. I don't want to do it.
Do it.
Hey, hello, gang. What's poppin'?
Not your own.
Oh, you didn't say it had to be my own.
Yes, that's.
Oh, okay. All right.
Was that so heavily implied?
I thought that was pretty clear.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
do another one.
Round one to me,
Like,
actually.
what would you
No
call-
second
Yeah,
chances.
What would you call your fans?
Keelan Browners.
What?
Keelan Browners.
Okay.
Like Jake Paulers.
Okay, yeah. Again, it seems like you're copying a bit. Like,
And I'd have the slowest growing family on YouTube. Because that's it.
Right.
Anyway,
Right.
all right. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, it's all right, man. It's no
right.
problem.
Well, I
but
would
round
say
one is
round one's definitely, and I don't think you're disputing that.
I don't think you've ever looked so disappointed at me.
Yeah,
that
I really
plug,
was.
son.
I was really hoping like for a cool nickname for your fans.
What would you call them then?
I don't know.
Keelan Browners is
Like,
awesome.
What's up, guys? Time for the real deal. Let's do another meal or something like that. Like anything would
That was
be
good off
better.
the dome.
And that was
That
just off the
was-
dome.
I don't
man.
like that one.
You don't like that?
No.
Fuck! It was better than Hey Low Gang. What's poppin'?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
You could
that-
even change poppin' to like chewing or something related to
What's
your channel.
chewing?
What's chewing?
Yeah.
What's swallowing?
Oh.
Not me. Cause
Jesus Christ. All right.
Woohoo.
Round
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Yep.
Best clickbait title for this episode of the podcast. Because you know you're going to need to be good at clickbait in the YouTube world. So what would you clickbait this title?
All right. Would you want to go first, Keelan?
You go first.
Okay. You need some thinking time. Can I?
He literally needs all he can get.
Yeah.
He's going to title it like Logan Paul diss track on Jake Paul.
Well, now the only thing I've already got in my head is what we considered calling it earlier.
Yeah, which is what?
LOL.
Because it's episode 69.
Yeah.
Is that good clickbait? Do you reckon they'll get a new people?
No.
How
Okay.
about
So maybe reconsider that. Let Ruben go first.
Keelan fucks like a cow? Is that
That's
good?
good. And then
Alright.
what would you do for the thumbnail?
Um,
Like him, like, you know,
yeah.
do you reckon like a picture of a cow, like with a big erection, and then Killen's face photoshopped
Yeah,
on it, and the
superimposed.
cow's like, even though it doesn't have legs, but on the
Yeah.
ground?
That's it. Of course.
That's good.
So good.
Jeez, your one must fucking suck. It's like you don't want to plug. Killen is so bad at improv. Like when
Yeah.
put on, if it's not just yelling shit about D's nuts. What would you call this episode?
I've got nothing. Like
something about episode 69.
Something about it.
Something about the
something
virus.
sex related, but you've already done
You can
sex
do something
related.
about the virus.
Lewis has coronavirus.
All right,
You see,
round.
that's not a very good one, and
We don't even need to go to the third round because you've earned the plug. But
Sure.
just to prove that, you I guess.
Go for a clean sweep. here.
Yeah, to go for a clean sweep.
can
Obviously,
we do round 4?
no.
Can we do 4 rounds? I want to earn it.
No, you've already.
Even if
fucking-
we did 4 rounds, it'd still be a tie.
we need it.
Let's do 5 rounds.
Oh my
Done.
God.
We're booking it in.
No, last
5
question.
rounds.
To make it a trifecta for Ruben.
Sure.
Obviously, YouTubers like to cancel each other and not have fake beef. So how would you go about canceling each other? So make up a fake scandal. How would you go about it?
Okay,
Keelan
I'll go.
fucked a cow.
Oh, Jesus, he's going for the game set match here, isn't it?
Oh,
I would say probably something about Keelan hates disabled people.
That's good.
And I think, you
Strong
know what?
part.
that's true. So is that a scandal?
Yeah, I think so.
True, he already got ahead of the
that's true.
scandal.
Also because I'm colorblind. So I think that gives me a bit of power because I'm technically disabled.
Oh,
that's-
wow.
Are you a
You know
pussy?
what?
Excuse me?
I think that gives you right to cancel him back because I would say
Oh.
if he's claiming, I would say you're falsely claiming you're disabled. There's a guy with like no legs right now going fuck off.
Oh, it's definitely the best disability.
I know for a
sure.
fact there's a bloke who comes to our Adelaide shows. His name's Ripley in the Discord. He listens to our show on the regular. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and he's disabled. I'm disabled. So
No.
we're saying-
Oh.
He'd be fucking hating this so much. We didn't have to you didn't have to get lifted up this fucking stairs
He
to come
can't
see
walk.
us live.
He can't walk. I can't see colours. What's the big deal?
True, it's like at least you can fucking see the stairs.
Yeah, I
You
reckon,
can't walk up them, but you can fucking look at them.
I'd make a 10-minute long video saying that Ruben actually hates disabled people and is faking a disability.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd also say that he said the N-word.
Just throw that on.
While
top.
you're at it,
And also,
yeah.
he's a hectic racist.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm gonna call this one a tie. I
what?
think.
Yeah.
All right. Even if you win, you still
Yeah.
lose. So
No,
it
let's
doesn't
do
matter.
another round.
No,
Come
we
on.
have to end the
One more round.
podcast.
We don't.
How long have we
Oh,
recording
yeah,
for?
Well, maybe.
How long has it been going for?
An hour, 3 minutes.
Oh my god, we're
Oh,
wrapping
no.
this shit up.
Jesus.
Ruben, you have earned that plug.
No,
Keelan,
no,
you're
no,
not
no,
allowed
no,
to
no.
plug your channel.
Thank you very much. Head on over to Ruben Solo on Instagram or on YouTube.
Hey,
But
I
at the
edit
moment,
this
it's
show.
Consider It Dumb. So I might change that to Ruben Solo. So
Yeah.
and definitely don't subscribe
You
to
know
Keelan.
what? We'll chuck the link below. You've earned it.
Oh, what?
And you're gonna have to do that. Keelan's gonna have to plug
That's
my
not fair
channel.
at all.
Suck my dick. We're done.
We're out. You're giving Keelan a blowjob. Oh, fuck, Ruben. Anyway, whatever. Someone's sucking someone's dick. This has been episode 69. What a good way to end it with suck my dick. On
Make sure to support us on Patreon
Patreon, suck our dicks.
and
See you
buy the
later.
socks. All right? Or not buy the socks. That's fine.
Oh, by the way, Meg just sent me 14 cases to 71 overnight in Victoria. We're all going to get it. We're all going to die. All right. Goodbye.